Jean-Michel Basquiat and his unique collage-style paintings rocketed to fame in the 1980s as a cultural phenomenon unlike anything the art world had ever seen. But before that, he was a little boy who saw art everywhere in poetry, in books, and museums, in games, and in the words that we speak, and in the pulsing energy of New York City. Award winning illustrator Javaka Steptoe's vivid text and bold artwork that echoes Basquiat's own introduces young readers to the powerful message that art doesn't always have to be neat or clean, and definitely not inside the lines, to be beautiful. Jean Michel Basquiat was born on December 22nd, 1960, and grew up in Brooklyn, New York. His father was from Haiti and his mother's family was from Puerto Rico. Living in a trilingular household, Jean Michel spoke French, Spanish, and English. While his father had some artistic skill, it was Jean Michel's mother, Mathilde, who drew with him and took him to museums. He particularly liked seeing the painting called Guernica by Pablo Picasso in the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. Some people think that Guernica shows the suffering of people and animals when warplanes bombed the village of Guernica, Spain, during the Spanish Civil War. It is one of the most famous anti war paintings ever created, a form of activism through art, and a piece that shows the power of an artist's voice, which may have inspired young Jean Michel. When he was about 7 years old, Jean Michel was hit by a car and badly injured. His mother gave him a copy of Gray's Anatomy, perhaps to help him understand what was happening inside of his body as he recovered. The medical textbook became an important influence in his later work. That same year, Mathilde began suffering from mental illness issues and eventually left the family home. A difficult loss of an important daily role model for Jean Michel. As he grew older, though he visited his mother and showed her his artwork, which helped maintain their relationship. At age 17, Jean Michel moved away from home. He sold postcards and t shirts of his own designs to support himself, and he used whatever he could find as a canvas. His first recognized work was a graffiti series created with his friend Al Diaz starting in 1977. Tagged with the name Samo, the traditional art world was looking for something new, modern, and connected to street culture, and Basquiat arrived at the perfect time. His first public exhibition was in Times Square in 1980, and his first solo show was in Italy in 1981, which would be followed by many others. He also met and became friends with other famous artists of the time period, like Andy Warhol and Keith Haring. Basquiat lived an exhilarating life, but underneath the excitement of his success, he struggled with drug addiction until his death on August 12, 1988, when he was only 27 years old. His paintings now sell for millions of dollars and are collected and displayed in museums all over the world, such as the Whitney Museum of American Art and the Brooklyn Museum. Basquiat was known for his charisma, energy, and bold, captivating art. His art was often political and expressive, with a strong point of view and message, which is why letters, words, and phrases sometimes appear in his pieces. He addressed topics such as struggles of everyday people and their fight against capitalism, colonialism, and those with power. His work also spoke from Black culture, including influences from African and African diaspora art, religion, history, and folklore, improvisational jazz, bebop, hip hop, sports, and the melting pot of pop culture in New York City. Like many artists, Basquiat used motifs, which mean reoccurring subjects of ideas, in his paintings. See if you can find examples of these motifs throughout the book. The crown, for For Basquiat represents many things such as power, strength, and he often gave crowns to others in his artwork as a sign of respect. Eyes often represent remembering, seeing, or understanding the past or the present. And cars and trucks or airplanes often symbolize Basquiat's childhood and the car accident that badly injured him.